Welcome to another edition of Together, where Brandon Gentry and myself, Mark Broeker, travel across Wayne County learning about young professionals. This morning we're at the Wayne County Sheriff's Office here in Richmond, learning about Nick Clevenger. So welcome, thank you for having us over.
Thanks for having me on, bud.
Thank you. So first question is, just give us a quick bio, what you want everyone to know about who Nick Clevenger is.
Okay, so I'm originally from Anderson, Indiana. I was a member of the last graduating class of Highland High School. From there, I went to the University of Indianapolis, where I obtained a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. When I went to the police academy, I met a guy that was here from Wayne County, so he said, hey, we're hiring, so here I am. Thanks for having me. Started here in January 2014. Started out as a patrolman. I've moved my way up to detective. I've also been involved in several different aspects here at the Sheriff's Department, from training. I'm a board member for Drug-Free Wayne County Partnership. In my free time, when I'm not on duty, I enjoy watching sports and spend time with my family.
All right. So when I was a kid in kindergarten, my teacher, Linda Lloyd, had us write down what we were going to be when we were an adult. And I wrote down without thinking, and I knew for a fact I was going to be a firefighter. So how did you become where you are today? Did this just, you have a lifelong dream, or how did this come about?
I wouldn't say it was a lifelong dream. Like, I played sports all growing up, so really my lifelong dream was to become some type of professional athlete. So obviously that didn't happen. But yeah, so I just kind of, I enjoy helping people and being involved in things, so I was trying to think of a career field. I bounced between a bunch of different things in college, between like physical therapy and stuff like that. I ended up just settling down with the idea of law enforcement, and I don't regret a minute of it. I can't see myself doing anything else besides this. This is the career field I really enjoy and I really want to be in. So,
okay. So something we have here on Together, every video we do is a quick 10. So it's 10 quick topics, all right? And you're just going to choose whichever one and answer the question. So first one is going to be Pepsi or Coke.
If I had to pick between the two, it'd definitely be Coke, but if you had Mountain Dew in there, that'd probably be where I would travel to, so love Mountain Dew.
Laws.
This is kind of a open-ended question, but I think they're there to protect us and they should be followed, so yeah.
So next, education.
Another tough one. Like, I think it could look different depending on each individual person. Like, I know sometimes we get pushed to follow like a 4-year college degree, but that's not for everybody. Trades are really popular right now, so I think they should be looked at as well. Just keep your options open and don't like look down upon one way of thinking or the other. It's just so.
A good comedy or action movie?
Definitely a comedy. I love Adam Sandler movies.
So what's your favorite Adam Sandler movie?
That's a tough one. There's so many good ones. Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, like those are probably my top two. So.
Family.
My wife, my son, and the baby on the way.
Overcoming setbacks.
Plenty of them in life. You can overcome by hard work and dedication.
Cat or dog?
Definitely a dog.
Training and dedication.
It's kind of a passion of mine. Like I said, I've been involved in several different instructor roles here at the Sheriff's Department, so it's a super important thing for me. So I like training and I like being dedicated to what I do. So
Driving, do you drive 5 under or 5 over?
Definitely 5 over. We're just like regular people. We all have places to be. It's one of the most frustrating things is when they're trying to get somewhere and then like they see a cop car and then like they're just like immediately hit the brake and going 5 to 10 under the speed limit. So definitely 5 over.
And then the last one is brotherhood.
I think that word just describes police work in general. We rely on each other pretty heavily here, especially after serious incidents. We started a softball team and stuff like that, so I just think that describes police work in general and the Wayne County Sheriff's Department. So.
Yeah. So you work for the Wayne County Sheriff's Department. What does Wayne County mean for you overall? Because as you mentioned earlier, we're not originally from here. So what does Wayne County mean to you?
Now Wayne County is home. I've set my roots here. I've been involved, like I said, in multiple different aspects here at the Sheriff's Department, as well as local schools of coaching football. Like I said, I can't see myself doing anything else or being anywhere else. This is where I want to be. I think this is a great place to raise a family, and I'm working every day to try to make sure that Wayne County continues to be a great place to raise a family. So.
So being in law enforcement, we see on social media, we see in the media every day, newspapers, there's all different avenues. We have this approach about negativity towards things. It's just not only adults, it's also kids, all different age ranges. How can we change that environment to make it a more positive mentality around throughout?
I mean, I think it just boils down to, like, we just have to treat each other like human beings. There's so many different types of people in this world, like different ways of thinking. Like, we can't sit there and just judge everybody based on our own perceptions. We have to deal with everybody in a positive way. So just making sure the golden rule, like our moms used to treat everybody like you'd like to be treated. So I think that explains it perfectly. So.
Being in law enforcement can be a very difficult job. There's lots of different things that you do. Your day to day could switch in a moment's notice, but it can also be a very rewarding job overall. What's the most challenging part of your job, but also what is the most positive part of your job?
So the most challenging, I would have to say, is just the sporadic nature of law enforcement in general. We have to jump from call to call to call. And those calls can be anywhere from someone losing their loved one to dealing with somebody with mental health issues to really anything you can think of. We typically show up on somebody's worst day, and we're expected to make everything better and fix that. And we had to wear several different hats, from psychiatrist to like first responder, like assisting with medical needs and stuff like that. And it's just constant. You never know what's going to happen, and you had to be able to balance the emotional highs and lows of different calls, a lot of times in the same shift. So that's probably one of the more challenging things that we deal with. The most rewarding for me is putting together a very complicated criminal case and getting a positive outcome in court, give some family closure and stuff after a traumatic event in their life, and that's probably the most rewarding for me.
Yeah, so you mentioned that you have to wear multiple hats here. So if we have a kid, a young adult that is wanting to become have a position within law enforcement in some capacity, what would you say would be avenues they need to take to achieve that goal?
I mean, there's tons of different ways that you can do that. I would say stress to get involved early. Here at the Sheriff's Department, we have an Explorers program for 8th grade to 21 years old. Richmond Police Department also has a cadet program where kids can get involved at a young age through high school, see if this is something that they're going to want to be involved with. It's a great career field. If you're seriously looking at this, I would strongly suggest going to a college to getting some experience with that. So it's going to help with report writing and stuff like that. If that's not a way you want to go, like definitely serving in the United States military, that will give you some great life experience and be able to prepare you to be a law enforcement later in life. We have several people on our department that serve both in the National Guard and Reserves while they're still employed here, so that you guys can do both of that if that's something that they would want to do.
All right. Well, thank you for having us over. And first, we just want to say thank you for not only you, but all law enforcement for not only just keeping us safe, but doing all the other activities that you do, because it's just not about patrolling the streets or there's lots of other things you do throughout the community. So we just want to thank you all for that.
I appreciate it.
And then thank you for having us over. And then thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time on the next edition of Together, where we travel across Wayne County to learn about young professionals.